I'm Steve Brett from Presentation Tune-Ups, and you have to admit, we're living in some pretty crazy times. You can't go on social media, you can't go on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and look at posts and wonder, is that for real? Is that accurate? You can't turn on the TV and watch the news without hearing fake news. The fact is, you can't win an argument. How many people do you know who have ever won an argument on a Facebook discussion? I didn't think so. You can't win an argument, but maybe I can teach you just a little bit about how to change some minds. First of all, number one, what is the definition of an argument? Webster's number one definition. An argument is a disagreement. It's often loud, it's often heated and vehement. It is two people or two groups with opposing sides, and they're having a discussion that they simply can't reconcile. Let me give you the simplest illustration of an argument. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Who says so? I do. Want to bet? That's an argument. And as you can see, nobody's ever going to win that argument. It just can't be done. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we used to play a lot of ball on the streets and in the sand lots. And we would have arguments. We would have disputes. She's safe. She's out. That ball was fair. That ball was foul. Well, from my point of view, she was safe. But from someone else's point of view, she might have looked out. Or from where I was standing, the ball crossed the foul line and was a foul ball, or it didn't cross the foul line or the foul pole. You know, we used to use a tree as a foul pole, and the ball was fair. It was a home run. The thing is, when you're a kid, you can throw fingers. Remember, you used to throw fingers, odds and evens, once, twice, three, shoot. And you would decide whose vision would prevail in that case. Or we used to play rock, paper, scissors. The truth is, to this day, I don't know which wins, rock or paper, paper over scissors. I still don't know that one. But it was easy when we were kids because we could have a do-over. These days, we have big decisions to make, momentous decisions that have long-term implications. We can't afford to do a do-over. So let's look at the second definition of argument. An argument is when you build a case. Lawyers do this all the time. You build a case. You select the facts that you want to use, and step by step, you build an argument, hoping to take people from where they are at one point and move them further along until you can come to some kind of decision or resolution or new policy. That is the second definition of an argument. The problem is, you can have all the facts in the world. You can go through the whole thing, build your case step by step, and at the end, the other person says, I don't believe you. No, I don't think so. Oh, that's not the way I see it. And there's a name for this. It's called confirmation bias, where we see and hear the things that fit our world expectations. Confirmation bias. We see the world the way we want to see it. Now, how does that happen? We're all dealing with the same set of facts, right? Facts, we hope, are the backbone of every argument that we make. But because of confirmation bias, I will take those facts and filter them through my worldview. Someone else will take those facts and filter them through his or her worldview, and we will come out with different conclusions. We filter the facts to fit our worldview. And of course, in some cases, the facts may seem to change. About 500-600 years ago, everyone assumed, or everyone agreed, the world was flat. And we also agreed that the solar system, the universe, revolved around this Earth. We knew from the facts that we had, from the data that we had in those days, that the world was flat and everything revolved around us. Those were the facts. We simply filtered them through whatever information we had at the time. But clearly, the facts will change as new data arises. And more importantly, these days, you have to understand that it's not enough to simply have the facts. If you want to change some minds, you're going to have to appeal to the head, the heart, and the guts. Okay? Ethos, logos, pathos, as Aristotle said. The head, obviously, is for analytics. That's where the facts reside. But then there's the passion, the pathos. How does it make me feel? How does it make your listener feel? How does it relate to them? That's going after the heart. And then there's the guts, or instinct. And the two biggest instincts that we have are fear and survival. So how does this affect my life? Am I going to live through it? What do I have to do to survive? Head, heart, and guts. It's not enough to simply have the information. If you want to influence people, you've got to do more. And fear is a tremendous motivator. Think about the evening news. If it bleeds, it leads. We're interested in protecting our own self-interests. And then, of course, even if you have the facts, they have to come from a relevant authority. It's not enough to simply have somebody who says something about anything. The facts have to come from relevant authority, people who know the facts, the real data, and can apply it to that situation. And still, we're faced with that decision. We have the head, the heart, and the guts. We have the data. We know how it affects us. We know whether we'll survive. And still, we have trouble making a decision. Unfortunately, this is the way it works. We have all the data that we need, but because of confirmation bias, we discard the data that doesn't agree with our worldview. We discard the facts that don't make our case, and we go with what we think we know. So if you want to move the needle, it's not enough to just have the facts. Remember, as you build your case, that you have to appeal to the head, the heart, and the guts. Because confirmation bias means we see and hear what fits our expectations. So you may not be able to win an argument, but if you appeal to the head, the heart, and the guts, you might just be able to change some minds.